What's good, heavies? Welcome to Spotlight on Heavy Rotation. This is a show where Filipino artists introduce new music and tell their stories of how it was made. Today, my special guest is an R&B artist from Virginia. She is a singer, songwriter, vocal producer, and she's been able to sing since she could talk. Imagine that. She was also influenced by her father, Tony, who was a producer and songwriter as well, and she self-taught her way into the music industry. Heavies, I want you guys to help me welcome Twellly.
Hey y'all, how are you guys? How are you
What's good,
doing?
family? How are you doing? That's the
I'm
question.
good. I'm good. I've been very busy, stressed, and
But it's good stress though, right?
creative. Yeah, it's good stress. Good stress.
Cool.
Good
So
stress.
last time you and I talked, you had moved over from VA to LA. Are you
Yes.
still based in LA?
No, I am back in Virginia, back on the East Coast. I was out in LA for like a couple months working
Uh-huh.
out there. Um, it's amazing out in LA. It's so fast paced. Everybody's just on a roll out there, and unfortunately, I couldn't keep up when it came to working and trying to do music. So I came back here just so I could get myself back kind of on track.
Yeah, get yourself grounded.
Yeah,
It's
grounded because
tough. It's
it
tough.
was too it was too like quick. Like it was like, oh, I can do it, so why not? But then it was like when I did it, it was like, okay, no, this is too soon. I should probably wait and do this again. So I'm gonna wait and go back out there on my own, and hopefully I can have my own spot and just be doing music full time. When I get back out there. But it was dope. I loved it.
And the one thing I do love is that you actually took that leap of faith to try it. You know what I mean? And now you realize, like you kind of knew yourself to take a step back and said, hey, I need to slow down a little bit. Let me
Yeah,
gather myself together. And then when I'm ready, then I'm gonna go back out there. So,
yeah.
that's brave of you to do that.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot. It sucked because it's amazing out there. The weather is amazing. The food, everything was
I was just
amazing.
gonna ask you, like, what was your favorite
Um,
food spots while you were out here? So
um, you know what? I never really got a chance to. Well, I tried canes for the first time, and it was amazing. I tried that, and I almost ate that every day because it was right next to my job. It was an In and Out, and it was a Canes right next to my job, and I used to go there like every day for lunch, and it was so bad, but it was so good. But that's probably one of the only things that because I actually my family's from Long Beach,
okay,
so all my family's out there. When I was younger, I used to live out there in Long Beach. So, but I moved out to the East Coast, and I've been there for most of my life. So it's I go out there very frequently, but like so nothing's really like brand new to me. But
yeah,
being like actually living out
living there.
there
Oh
is
yeah, big
different.
difference.
Yeah,
Big
it's different.
difference. Well,
But
this is
I
this
loved
is
it.
our first time actually finally getting to hang out and talk.
I
And
know.
like I know you because of music, obviously. But the interesting thing is I never read your bio until I think prepping for this interview. And so
Mm.
the one thing I realized in your bio that I never did before was that you have this unique gift that most artists don't have. One, your dad is a producer songwriter as well, so you have that in your blood.
Mhm.
The second part is you were able to imitate songs, instruments, and matching sound and pitch. That's
Yeah.
not easy to do. I mean, that's in itself, that's a gift alone. So I'm curious, describe the sounds that go through your mind, when you're in this element.
Well, it's a part of just growing up listening to all different kinds of music. And my dad, he's a pianist and he was self-taught. Like he doesn't know how to read music.
Yeah.
Like he just can hear something and then just play it. And I've always grown up around that. So I was be like, he'd tell me that he would be in the studio just playing, and I used to come in with my little bottle and my little pillow and just come in here and just kind of lay down and just listen to what he's doing. And I've always been very musically inclined because of that, but I've never like sat down and actually took the time to like read music. I would always
Yeah.
like try and take like a shortcut, and that shortcut would be just listening and copying and memorizing, and that's kind of what I've been doing. Like I would listen to Whitney Houston, listen to Beyonce, Mariah Carey, and just copy every single thing they do, just practice and just mimic them, try and mimic them, try and sound exactly like it. And then over time, you just start getting better and better and better and better. And with instruments, it was the same thing. I would just hear something and then I would hear the notes. Like, for example, I played the violin, I played the cello, I played the flute, I played the clarinet, I played a little bit of piano. But the clarinet was something I played a lot, and I would just be in the car and my dad would like sing something and then I would like copy it like with the instrument just because I remember where the notes were, or I would remember what it sounded like, and I would be able to find it and just play it.
Oh, so, man, that's a skill I would love to have. No, that's dope though. But so when did you discover you had these types of skills?
When I was younger. I was, it's so funny. I only started being like open about my singing and music and my love for it just a few years ago, actually. Like cause I was a very quiet kid. Like I never really liked to be the center of attention. I didn't like my parents always knew I could sing, but you know how when your parents hype you up and you start singing, they're like, hold on, I hear you. And then you're like, no. Like, that's how I was. I was like, no, like, don't. Like I would get shy and like nervous and weird about it. And, but I always knew I could sing. I would always be on my own. If nobody was around, I'd be on my own. I'd take videos of myself singing, and it was just a little thing that I had to myself that I enjoyed. And I just started getting more open about it when I was doing plays. I did a couple little plays when I was in elementary school, and I was leads, and I was in like little like choirs, but they wasn't like your official choir. It was just like the ones that they would make you take. Like, and I loved singing, but after elementary school, I just stopped. Like I didn't want people to really know about it because I was so self-conscious about what people were going to think, if I was good enough. And I was never comfortable. So I would keep it to myself a lot. So nobody throughout high school knew I could sing. Like I was an athlete. I did track. I did soccer. I was playing for travel teams. Like I was an athlete. I was that kind of person. So nobody ever knew about the music part. Like never knew about it. So once I got out of high school and I was like, saw a bunch of people around me rapping and doing all this stuff, I'm like, I could do this, right? As soon as I started doing it, that was it. And then people were like, where did this even come from? Like they were like, who is this? What? Like you could sing? Like a lot of people thought I was like lip syncing, like when they would see my videos, because they were like so confused because they've never heard me sing anything. So I just think that's probably the craziest part of this journey, is that like I've kept it so secretive, even though it wasn't. It's so weird. Like my dad, he's always wanted me to sing. Like I have 2 older sisters and 2 younger sisters, but my 2 older sisters, they can sing as well. And my dad always wanted us to be some kind of group or something. Always wanted to do something.
Of course.
But I was always so like, I was just so shy. Like I didn't want to be a center of attention. I didn't want to be like I didn't want everybody's eyes on me. Like I didn't want that. Like it was just so, like it just made me so anxious, and like I just didn't like it. So I never really gave it a chance until I got older, and then I was like,
I'm going to make a big assumption here. So because of your personality, you're shy, you didn't really want anyone to know. I'm going to assume that this is kind of where the songwriting and the production part kind of came into play, because as you weren't letting people know, I'm assuming that you were behind the scenes, like writing lyrics, figuring out songs, putting it together and things like that.
Actually, I just started songwriting and vocal producing like 2 years ago. So it's actually pretty recent. I just kind of, I've noticed that when I would sing songs when I was younger, I would always sing it in my own way. Like I would never be exact, like I would know how to mimic and do it exactly the same, but I would always add my own little like twist to it. And that's where I kind of developed this like creativity when it came to like, I would sing it like this, or I would try to sing it like this.
So let's talk about singer, songwriter, producer. Which skill do you think is the most important?
Um. Oh wow, that's hard because it really matters what you talk about when it comes to like creating a vision or creating some kind of feeling. But it also matters how if it sticks with people, like because you could sing a melody that's so catchy and people will love it, but they don't even care about what you're saying because they love the melody so much. And but you can sing a song that isn't as melodic, but what you're saying can move people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like the hardest part for me is capturing that concept and what you want people to, how you want people to perceive the song. Like I think that is the most difficult part for me. Like
Yeah.
when it comes to musically melodies, they just come. I just feel like for anyone that's just it's whatever. But when it comes to really like writing and like capturing this like movie for people, it's so hard and it's something you really got to think about because some people get used to writing the same thing and then next thing you know all their songs are about the same thing.
Same thing. Yep.
And then after a while it just gets old. And so for me, I think that my writing could be the hardest part. I feel like. Yeah.
So take me back to the early days of your songwriting. Tell me about the first song that you ever wrote and maybe how this song is important to you today.
Wow. So the first song that I ever wrote. So the first song I ever wrote was called "Tell Me Why," and it's about never knowing where you stand with somebody. So I was going through an issue where I never knew where my place was. And it wasn't just relationship wise. It definitely had a part, but it was also just in life. It was just what was my purpose? Like tell me why do I have to keep like wondering if I'm good enough or if I belong where I'm at? Like and that was all pure like experience and just heartbreak and like not knowing, being lost, in life. And that was the very first song I wrote, and it sucks because it's so sad, but it's just like it was just so real because it's like when the more real that it is, I feel like the easier it is to
connect and relate to
connect
it.
and to just put it out there. You know what I mean? Because these days everybody wants to write about what other people think or what other people are talking about.
Yeah.
But sometimes people want to know who you are and what you're about. And I feel like that song really, really like represents who I was around that time and my way of thinking and my what things I would stress about, things I would think about every day. And yeah, that was probably my very first song that I ever wrote. But
did you ever release that or no?
I never released it because I didn't want it to take from the fun that a lot of these records are that I'm releasing. It's just like, but it's so hard to say that because it's like Canvas is actually kind of emotional record too.
See, you know what you just did? You're going to have to release this now. I'm just letting you know.
I plan on it. I don't think it'll be a single. It'll have to be on a project. I plan on putting it on a project. But for singles, I like to keep my singles hype and just kind of like a beat. I don't want people to be too emotional, but when people get the project, then they're going to see, oh, this is who she is. But it's fun. Music is fun. It's all fun. Even when you're emotional and you're writing, you're emotional when you're writing it, but when you're done with it, you're like, oh, this sounds so good.
All right. So that's a good transition into talking about your music. And so let's talk about Maybe. Maybe was the first song that we featured on Heavy Rotation, and you teamed up with our boy, John Conception, out in Winnipeg, Canada, on this track. And honestly, this was the first time I ever heard your voice. So, and I'll be honest, like the first time I saw you, I just saw conversations with you and John, and I'm like, who's this Twellly person? And then so I started looking into you, you know, kind of watching some of your IGs, and then the song came out, and the first time I heard it, I was like, damn, that girl good. That girl good.
Thank you.
I mean, like, real talk. When I first heard your voice, I was completely memorized. I just loved your tone. I loved the way that you delivered it. And, you know, I hear a lot of artists, but when I first heard your voice, I was like, man, this girl got something. There's something special about this artist. And so, again, getting back on track, the question here is, who reached out to who in order to make this collaboration happen?
So let me tell you. So what happened was I actually saw John through somebody I followed, which is a good friend of his. His name is Miles B. And he posted John a long time ago, like on his story. And I was like, who's this? I was like, he looks Filipino. So
Click,
first thing,
follow.
whenever I see anybody Filipino, I'm like, who is this? So I saw him and I saw that he could sing. I was like, oh, he's dope, right? So I followed him, and then he followed me back. We didn't really like talk during that time when we followed, but it was just like a follower thing. And then we were like, you know, engage with each other's posts, just like any normal new follower that you get.
Yeah.
But then I saw him do a challenge, and he was so dope. I was like, yo, this is sick. And I noticed his mixing. And the mix was so dope. Like I was like, yo,
it's crisp.
Good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really know anybody. I didn't really know anybody that mixed like really dope like that. Like, and that's what I needed, because when I first started, I never really mixed vocals. I didn't even use autotune. Like I just got autotune like a year ago. Like I didn't even know how to use it or anything. I didn't have any kind of VSTs or like any plugins. I was just singing dry with like some reverb. And so I hit him up. I was like, hey, how much do you cost? Like, how much do you like, what are your prices for mixing and stuff like that? And he was, oh, this and this and that, right? So it's so funny. He entered that challenge, and then he mixed my entry for that challenge.
Oh, wow.
Which was funny. And that was our first time kind of like, he was like, oh yeah, I would love to like mix your vocals, you know, because you have an interesting voice. Like, you know, I want to like try and mix a different kind of voice, which is dope, right? So he mixed it for me. I was like, oh, that's so dope, right? And then I wrote this song. I wrote a hook to this song, which is called Maybe. And I was at work, and it was during that same time. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask him if he can mix this song for me, right? And then I was like, wait, do you want to just like throw a verse on there? And then he threw a verse on there. And then it's so funny because the first verse that he wrote, I loved. And I was like, I'm taking that. Because I don't know if he wrote it for himself and he was just like, hey, what do you think about this? But he sent it over to me and I was like, I want that. Like, I want to sing that. So he actually wrote my verse on that song.
Nice.
Because I had a verse already, but I was like, nah, this is better than mine. Like, I want this one. So he took mine, and then he added a verse, and then we tweaked some things in the hook, and then that was it. And then it was a go. He mixed it like
just like that,
and then it was a go. And I was like, wow, like I've never finished a song like this quick. It was like this happy about it, because you know, before I never got anything mixed and it never really sounded all put together. So this was my first time ever hearing myself on a record sound put together. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, we gotta just drop this. And the funniest part about this is that the producer that gave me that beat, or that sent me that beat, he only wanted it for placements and for demos.
Oh.
So I actually had to ask, like, and try to get them to let us drop it. Cause I was like, no, this is hard. Like, this song is a banger. Like, we gotta drop this. Can we please drop this? Right. And he was like, yeah, but let me hear it though. And then when he heard it, he was like, nah, we got to get this to Summer Walker and Chris. Like, and he had his manager call me. He had a bunch of people call me because they were trying to get the song to Summer. And I'm pretty sure, without a doubt, I have a feeling they would have taken that song.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I believe in this. I believe in this song.
Like, I want this song.
No. And everybody was looking at me like I was crazy. They were like, are you crazy? And this isn't the first time I've done this. I have some stories, but I'm just so attached. Like when it comes to these records, I'm just like so attached because I'm like, yo, we can do this. Like we are good enough to post this and do it. Like, I'm like, nah, we wanted to release it, so we're going to release it. Like nobody was worried about the song until they heard it. So I'm
yeah,
like,
they're like, oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, nah, we're going to release it. And when we released it, we just released it a little over a year ago and it's already over 100K. So that's my very first release. So
see, and everyone's blowing up your phone right now to hear the song. So let's go ahead and drop this right here. This one is Maybe featuring Twellly and John Conception right here on Heavy Rotation.
Maybe it's time. Made me feel like I never did before. You could be what I need. Maybe it's yours. Maybe it's yours. Baby, I'm torn. Maybe it's yours. Maybe I'm thinking way too much. Scared to fall in love. You're still the one that I adore. So maybe it's yours.
Right, heavies, that is Maybe by Twellly and John Conception here on Spotlight on Heavy Rotation, Filipino hip hop and R&B. Yo, get that song on all streaming platforms. Seriously, that, like I said, that song is such a vibe. One of my favorite songs between the two of you guys. So I definitely love it. I encourage everyone to add it to your playlist wherever you get your music.
add it.
Yes, add it. So not too long ago, you did come out with another single. This one was another song that we played on Heavy Rotation. It's called Royal Light. I'm still waiting for the instrumental, by the way. Hint, hint. But this time you worked with Ebby on this track. Guide me through how you guys put this song together.
So Ebby is an amazing writer from Leicester, England. My best friend in the whole world. He was going through his archives one day of just records that he's done, and I was just listening to some stuff, and I was like, oh, this is so great. Oh, this is so great because he's just so talented. And then this song came up, and it was called Royal Light, and I was like, oh, this sounds amazing. And he was like, oh, you like this? Because he's the type that just can make 5 songs in a day. Like he's just on a roll. Me, it takes me some time. I'll write a song here and he's here, but it takes a lot of creativity and a lot of like inspiration for me to really like come up with a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But he'll just knock out songs like it's nothing. And I was just listening and I was like, oh my gosh, this song is amazing. And he was like, really? You like this? I was like, yeah, this song is amazing. But that was it. We just kind of sat on it for a while. And I brought the song up to him again. And I was like, yo, we got to do something with the song. Like this can't just be sitting there. And we just recorded it and then uploaded it. And it's still like one of my faves. Like it's such a vibe. It's so Halloween. It's so like spooky and like
it has pop. Like the weekend vibe to it.
Weekend. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so pop. Like, and I love pop music too. So it's like that record was really fun to do. And he's an amazing writer. Like he's so creative and his delivery is just amazing. And I was so happy and blessed that he was willing to like do that with me and release that with me. So,
and I'm going to manifest an Afrobeat version of that song because I can totally hear it. It has the right tempo. Think about it, just manifesting it, throwing it out there. Afrobeat remix of Royal Light. So let's talk about this song, the complexity of it. What were you trying to do differently in this song that aren't typically done in R&B music right now?
Talking about a Royal Light.
In Royal Light.
I think because I mean it has its elements of R&B for sure. Just because of how we're singing it.
Yeah.
But I think it's more pop than
Yeah.
anything. Like, because I feel like Weekend is pop. Like,
Mhm.
but I feel like R&B elements could be just our delivery when it came to like our runs and like the way we did our harmonies and the kind of attitude we had towards it. I feel like those are the level that were a little bit different. Which I love. I think R&B, pop R&B is the dopest music.
And you can't even tell anymore, to be honest with you. I mean, like Brian McKnight Jr. and I, we have this conversation all the time. It's like, what is R&B music now? And it's like, it's so hard to decipher.
It's pop. I'm telling you, like it's pop. Like anything that I do nowadays, I'm just like, that's pop. Because you're just singing it. It just has R&B influence. It's just pop. Or I'll have an R&B record with some pop influences, but I feel like everything is just pop with what has R&B influences. Into pop, like Ariana Grande. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like she's a pop artist, but she has R&B influence in her pop music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, how easy was it for you to write lyrics for this song?
This song, that was him. That was all him. This song. All I did was try my best to match him with his delivery and how he was delivering this song. But this is all him. He's a beast.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, heavies out there, let's go ahead and check out Royal Light. This is by Twellly and Ebby right here on Heavy Rotation.
Trying to get up in your Kodak, I'm flagging, you know that.
Lights up for the bad bitch. All this time you were savage.
Baby, with a king and a queen, and you about to see the madness. Lights don't matter in the dark.
I'm the light in the room in the dark, so take me there.
Lights don't matter in the dark.
Feeling like royals.
All right, so that was Royal Light by Twellly and Ebby here on Spotlight on Heavy Rotation, Filipino hip hop and R&B. And yo, if you guys are feeling that joint, you know the deal. Buy it, download it, stream it, add it to your playlist. Do that right now. And then, so let's get into this last single that I have of yours. Not too long ago, we played it on Heavy Rotations, and the song is called Canvas. This song is definitely a vibe for me. When I first heard this, I was like, gotta play it. Yeah. For the first 30 seconds, I'm like, I'm already adding it to rotation, you know? So to be honest with you, it almost felt like a sneak peek into what your sound is going to be like. Break down that idea, the idea of how this song came about.
I am so happy that you said that, because that is exactly what I was thinking when I first heard it. Because I really love this group. They're called Chase Atlantic. They're an Australian band, and that's their vibe. The whole like weekend pop, like some bass kind of like drums, like that's their vibe. And I was like, it would be so dope and different if a female did some songs like this. And Sygos is the producer of Royal Light, and he had sent me his page, and he was like, hey, pick any songs you want off of here, like you can have it. Like, I was like, oh really? So
buffet, hometown buffet.
Yeah, literally. I was literally just there, like it was amazing. I sat there, and it's so funny because if I didn't sit there long enough, I wouldn't have found that beat.
Yeah.
I went through all his beats, and I'm telling you, it was hundreds and hundreds of beats. I just went through all of them, and I found that beat, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. So I added it, and I was like, and I started adding melodies, and I was just in a vibe, and I was like, yo, like, this is crazy. This is crazy. But the chords that were being played were just so emotional. Yeah. And I was like, this has to be an emotional record, but it has to make you want to dance too. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna try and think of some ideas. And I was thinking of expressing pain through somebody else, or expressing their flaws and their pain onto you, when really it's just a reflection of them. And that's what I was thinking. And then I hit up one of my friends. His name is Jay Hart, and I was like, hey, I need you to help me. I have this idea. And I brought the idea to him, and I brought some melodies to him, and he was like, oh, okay. And then we thought of Canvas. It's such a great title for a song. And we were looking up songs called Canvas, and we were like, nobody knows this song. So we were like, you know what? Canvas is a dope concept. Like, because that's what it is. It, like, we are a canvas, and that person is projecting what they think about us, and it's affecting us in our canvas. So it's like we can be like, a canvas can be a metaphor for like who you are. That can be what canvas is.
Nice.
And so we wanted to talk about painting a picture. We wanted to talk about, just kind of get the like concept like down. And then we brought it into, because I have a writing group, and we brought it to everybody, and we were like, yo, like, what do you guys think about this? And they were like, oh, we like this. So we were going through it, and we already had some lyrics and everything. And then we got more melodies, and we got more like that, those lyrics about first you got me falling, then we're falling out. So it's like we're in it, and then you think that everything's great, and then next thing you know, it's just taken away. And it's just, I was just like, oh my God, like, this is like a masterpiece. Like, so many people can relate to this. Like, it's so relatable. And then I brought it to a buddy of mine. His name is Jazz. And he was like, yo, this is sick. And then he helped with a couple other things, a couple of ideas. And I was like, yo, okay, this sounds like a movie. Like, this whole song, this sounds like a movie. Like, the way the instrumentation is, and he added a lot to like the production as well. Like, he added to production, he added some drops, and like he like muffled out some of the sounds, and he was just like, oh my God. I was like, this is sounding like a movie. This doesn't sound like a song anymore. It just sounds like a movie. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then he ended up mixing it for me, and then next you know, it was a go. And then I was like, what are people going to think of this? Because I'm just shooting all these different genres, and I'm like, people are going to be confused, like what I am and what I'm doing. But I was like, you know what? That's a part of this music thing. It's about being creative. It's about doing whatever you feel. And if you feel in this, just put it out there. And I have a problem with just holding on to records. And
they're like your babies.
I just hold on to them, and I'm like, oh, what? We gotta change this. We gotta change this. Like, for example, I'm holding to 2 records I could drop already right now that I haven't dropped yet. So it's just like I get too attached into like, no, what are people gonna think of this? I want people to, this has to be perfect. You know what I mean? But for the song, I just kind of was like, you know what? Forget it. Like, it's great. Let's just give it to people. And the reaction was amazing. Like, I was like, oh my God. Because with Maybe, it went up because it was a great song. And also John, he has a platform. So he had a lot more people to stream the song. But me, I don't really have a big platform. So when I released Canvas, it was just my people who were like, but it still did good. Like, and I was like, oh wow, people are really liking this song. And that meant a lot to me. I had people hitting me like, oh my God, this song is really changed my life. And I was like, hold on, like, really? Like, and that was just the most amazing thing, because that's what I want. I want to change people's lives. I want to bring positive energy. I want people to connect with me, you know, and like, that's the most amazing thing, to positively influence somebody else. Like, I think that's amazing. And that means a lot to me. And that's why I'm happy to tell you that music video is going to be shot this month. And
that's what I heard. Little Bird told me, which is you.
Which is me. But I'm so happy and excited about that, because I get a chance to kind of visually tell you guys a story. And I'm so happy. that it's finally happening, and it'll be released July next month. So
Awesome.
early next month, hopefully. So
all right. So you got to do me the honor. Introduce the song to all the heavies out there.
hey heavies, I'm just gonna let you know that you're about to listen to Canvas by Twellly, and I hope you all like it. And stream it, add it to your playlist, do whatever you need to do. But this is Canvas.
On my canvas, first you got me falling and we falling out. 'Cause you don't even listen when I'm calling out. Telling me it's love and what's it's all about. Lay out all your baggage on my canvas. Made me take the falling, now the blame is on me. Projecting all your scars and now we're too deep. Even though it's hard, baby, just lay out all your baggage.
So this is Spotlight on Heavy Rotation, Filipino hip hop and R&B, and that's Twelly's latest single. It's called Canvas. Make sure you guys support this record wherever you guys get your music. Record. I don't even know why I said record. Get this song wherever you guys get your music. And off the air, you told me that you are dropping a new song this month. Tell me a little bit more about this.
Okay. So we have a song. Well, I plan on dropping this song probably, if not this Friday, next week. It's
Exclusive.
it's very different. It's very different, which is not a surprise. But it's a lot more mature. I will say. It's definitely more on the R&B side for sure. Definitely more R&B. I wouldn't say it's pop. It's pop. Definitely more R&B. More sexy kind of, like the mood.
Yeah.
It gets you in a mood for sure. But I'm excited about it. It's different. It showcases a lot of the vocal performance is a lot different. And I'm excited for you guys to hear that.
Can you say the title of the song yet or not yet?
I'll say the title.
Okay, go for it.
Can't Get Enough.
All right, we know where this is going. So, yeah, excited for that. So this is going to be this month, right? See, I don't even know what to say after that. It's just like, okay,
yeah,
cool. Here we go. I'm waiting for the song. I'll just wait for my exclusive when it's ready to go.
Yes. Yes.
So my girl Twelly is in the house, and I admire your hustle, your hunger. I admire your humbleness about everything. Like I told you in the very beginning, to me, I think you are one of the rising artists people need to pay attention to right now. And that's a lot for me to say. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this journey. I love talking with you about this. I'm excited to see what comes next. Now, looking at your trajectory as an artist, how do you think you want to be remembered by as an artist?
I want to be remembered by I just want people to remember me as like a really genuine person. Like I genuinely do this because I love it. You know what I mean? Like I could sit on the same amount of followers and be, if I'm releasing my creativity out to the world and people can appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like that's all I want out of this. Like I just want to make people smile. I want to make people happy. I want to change people's like mood. Because I know that a lot of my favorite artists did that for me. Like I would listen to a song and I'd be like, oh, this is amazing. I feel amazing. And that's how I want people to remember me, as somebody that could change their, could make their life a bit more positive and more like, just make them forget about all the bad things.
Yeah. Just keep doing you and keep making them stank face records. That's all you got to do. Make that stank face music, and that's all we can ask for.
Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. And so, last question for you is: as a Filipino artist, what does being Filipino mean to you?
Oh, it means the world. Like I love my Filipino fans. I have lots of Filipino fans, and I was like, it's amazing to me because I love my culture and I love my people. Like, and I grew up with my Filipino, because I'm mixed. My dad is Black and my mom is Filipino, so I grew up with my Filipino side. So I was like, I'm really connected. Like a lot of people don't think I am, like just because I don't speak Tagalog, but like I really am connected though with it because I've grown up with them. And it just means a lot to me to be Filipino. There's so many talented Filipino artists and um, just musicians, models, like just we're going up, and I see it now. Like I really do. Like I've come across so many new artists that I've just been like, whoa, like we're really out here doing our thing, and I'm so proud of everybody, and I'm just so proud to be Filipino and to be a part of this wave that we're currently making right now. And I just hope that we just continue to grow and be the best that we can possibly be at what we love to do.